Have you ever tried to read a book when the first chapter is missing? It makes it hard to understand the story, doesn't it? That's what it's like for adoptees. We have spent our whole lives searching, asking questions, but still never finding the answers. We're living with big pieces missing from the story of our lives. Not knowing who our biological parents are, why we look and act the way we do, what our family medical history is, where we were born, why were we given up. You think as we become adults, those questions would fade, but they don't. You never grow out of needing to know who you are.
You know, you wonder when you're 5 years old, start thinking about it for serious. Why was I adopted? Who do I look like? What did I do wrong? And you start dreaming up all kinds of stuff in your head to make your own story because you don't know what your story really is.
And she walks in and she doesn't try to hug me. She doesn't cry. Now I'm gonna cry again. My son comes around the corner, and he's a little redhead. And from her college picture, I thought she had dark brown hair. I've always wondered where this red hair had come from, and for her to see him and be moved by it, that's what synced it up for me. I was like, okay, this is her. I mean, there was no doubt. You could tell she was my mother.
I worked with her from 1996 to 2009. Her position was eliminated in January of 2009. I decided to hire the CI in November of 2009, so we never knew that we were mother and son after working together for almost 13 years.
When I found my family, I found out that my oldest sister on my mom's side was trying to find me for 20 years. The Sue McColeman home, they had a fee to do the search, and it was $200, and she didn't have $200. So she was going through a divorce and things. So I went 20 years without them, and they had 20 years without me because of a little financial problem.
I suffered from seizures as a child. My grandmother suffered from seizures, and I disclosed that, and it was never given to the adoptive family. My daughter, when she turned 22, she started having seizures herself and eventually suffered a stroke. And it truly, when I found this out, I was devastated because all of this could have been prevented.
If I would have had my information earlier in life, I probably would have had kids, but not knowing any family medical information, I decided not to have children. On my birth father's side, cancer runs rampant. Not knowing this information beforehand could have been catastrophic.
An amended birth certificate is falsified information. It's made up. It's not true. And the baby goes into an adoptive family, it grows up, has a new name, but those parents did not physically give birth to that child. Only in adoption can we have this government-issued document and we can falsify it, and it's okay. The secrecy in adoption has to stop. And there's a select group of individuals that are being punished for the way they came into the world. Because I didn't know this. I didn't know she was out there looking for me for 10 years. I was still back where they kept me. Back in 1978.
Here it is this many years later. We went on to celebrate birthdays together, holidays together. So it really was, I think, a great healing experience for me and for them also. And if we will just educate ourselves and talk about it, don't leave it in the fearful column, get it out there, discuss it, and educate yourselves, then we get to this point of healing, and that's exactly what my family's gotten the chance to do.